you know, I just, like you said, I watched this ruckus on Twitter. I was like,
what?
Like, oh my goodness.
Pacquiao just went to a majority draw, and you can argue that Manny Pacquiao should have won the fight and was winning.
He was still good at it. I think he was stealing some rounds at the end. Whether he deserved them or he didn't deserve them, whatever. They were close rounds. He might have stole them on the judges' cards.
Shannon Sharpe blasted the WBC after Manny Pacquiao was denied what he calls a clear victory over Mario Barrios. He criticized the fight for lacking excitement, pointing out that Barrios failed to display the drive and urgency expected from a younger fighter. Despite Pacquiao's commanding performance, the judges shockingly scored the bout a draw. Sharpe views this as yet another instance of boxing prioritizing marketable fighters over fair results, calling it proof that the sport has drifted from true competition to business-driven decisions.
I know I can beat. Why would I take a chance and fight somebody for $30 million? And that's what these guys do. And the difference is between boxing and UFC, you might be the champion, but you don't control anything.
Mario Barrios' recent performances have ignited intense debate in the boxing community. With his last two bouts ending in draws, fans and analysts alike are growing uneasy about his trajectory. His latest showdown with Manny Pacquiao, in particular, fueled controversy, as many felt Pacquiao had clearly done enough to secure the win.
So we are back on The Way Concept presented by The Ring Magazine. And folks, I just watched Manny Pacquiao, that's right, 8-division world champion and 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, off a 3-year layoff Manny Pacquiao, off a loss before the 3-year layoff Manny Pacquiao, go to a majority draw with a world champion in a title fight in 2025. What the just happened? The breakdown, let's go.
He is the star of Wade Concept.
So like I said, Manny Pacquiao, 2025, fighting for a world championship is not something you expect me to hear. Number one, especially off the 3-year layoff, especially at 147, especially off a loss, and especially not going to a majority draw. This is a win for Manny Pacquiao. I'm just going to say it. Tonight, he fought Mario Barrios on PBC, on Amazon Prime Video for the WBC World Championship. Mario Barrios, I like the guy, but it has to be said, when you have two of your last title defenses ending in a split draw and a majority draw, you may be the worst title holder in boxing right now. I'm sorry. That's not comparing him to being a shitty boxer. It's just saying that as of right now, he might be the worst world champion in boxing. It may be one of the worst I've seen in a while. Also, kind of unrelated, this kind of looks bad for Tank Davis's record, because that was supposed to be a stalwart win on Tank's career when he moved up to 140 and beat Barrios for the belt there. But now it's not looking so good, because 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao just went to a majority draw, and you can argue that Manny Pacquiao should have won the fight and was winning.
This outcome has fueled growing skepticism, with many supporters hinting that something questionable might be happening behind the scenes. For Pacquiao's fans, the night showcased his enduring skill and fighting spirit. However, for Barrios supporters, it was a lackluster performance that seemed to benefit only from favorable judging. The controversial result left a bitter aftertaste, tarnishing what could have been a defining moment in boxing history.
Honestly, because that right there is rough to watch if you're a Barrios fan. If you're a Manny Pacquiao fan, this is a fantastic night. And you could even argue maybe he should have got the belt. But I think where this fight became more close was in the later rounds when Pacquiao, obviously close to being an AARP member, was going to slow down. And if your game plan, if you're Mario Barrios, is to go, okay, I'm just going to outlast him. Eventually, he's going to slow down. One, it's psychotic to me to even think, I'll wait for the 46-year-old to slow down in the later rounds. Not, I'm going to go and do what I should do as a champion and go after this guy. Respect be damned. It's a world championship fight. I saw some people saying, oh, he's carrying Manny out of respect. Excuse me?
Mario Barrios faced mounting criticism after his uninspiring performance in the ring. Although the fight was officially ruled a draw, many viewers believed he was thoroughly outclassed. Barrios appeared cautious and overly passive, failing to deliver any significant offense. His low punch output and lack of aggression fell far short of expectations for a fighter of his caliber. Analysts remarked that, While not officially marked as a loss, his inability to take control made the bout feel like a moral defeat. In contrast, Pacquiao looked sharper, better prepared, and far more determined. The controversial decision seemed to protect Barrios from a deserved loss, sparking outrage and disbelief among fans.
With the draw?
No.
Because, like...
Weird rounds, hard to score.
Pacquiao did better than I thought he did. And that's like, we get into that weird territory in boxing where you start grading on a curve. That's not how boxing works. And I was like, oh, Pacquiao's doing better. He's probably winning. Oh, he won. But no, he probably didn't. And a draw is he's probably lucky to get a draw.
Yeah, as I was watching it and scoring it, and I was in the live chat with people, and there was just so many rabid Pacquiao fans that were like, every time he did anything, first of all, anytime he did anything in the arena, the place went absolutely bonkers. Like it was going to tear down. Honestly, he probably fought 50 to 60 seconds around. He did not do much. He didn't need to because Barrios didn't step on the gas pedal at all at any point. He was so listless and just kind of like ho-humming through it. So Pacquiao was able to steal moments, and he did a really good job of stealing the end of rounds and making an exclamation point. And also, we saw flashes of the Manny of old when he would have that little like the flourishing signature in the end of something. He'd make that little movement, bang, he'd pop that left hand, he'd fly out, boom, 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 boom. He'd make those little moves, he'd do the fancy feet, and you would be like, but really nothing happened. He didn't land a lot of punches. Like it wasn't like anything really effective. But it got everybody emotional. It got everybody, and whereas Barrios was the exact opposite. Everything he did was so workmanlike. He has zero charisma. He has no sell on anything he does. He just lacked passion. I know he's Aztec warrior, but where was the passion? Where was the exchanging? Where was the biting down on my mouthpiece and going for it? So there was a lot of opportunities based on how both guys fought for Manny to actually steal rounds because Mario wasn't selling it. Pacquiao was. The crowd was behind him. But yes, when you do it, you're looking at it almost like you're almost comparing Pacquiao to Pacquiao. You're being like, oh, he fought really good for a 46-year-old. He didn't fight really good for a 12-round main event, champion. He fought really good for a 46-year-old Pacquiao. So you get that idea in your head, like, oh man, he's doing so good. But is he really, or are you just voting for the guy that you like better?
Like nostalgia is a hell of a joke, and we were all high on Saturday night.
Renowned trainer Robert Garcia weighed in on the controversy with a candid take, reinforcing the ongoing debate. He argued that modern boxing functions less as a sport and more as a business. According to Garcia, financial interests often dictate outcomes, particularly in high-profile fights. Rising stars like Barrios are viewed as future investments, with their marketability frequently overshadowing pure merit. Garcia further suggested that a 46-year-old Pacquiao winning doesn't offer long-term value for promoters, which could explain why certain decisions appear to lean against him.
I want to talk to you about. I don't know where to start. So first of all, why do they keep robbing Manny Pacquiao? He got robbed against Bradley.
I didn't see the fight, but I heard from everybody that he got robbed.
You trust Paulie Malignaggi. He said they robbed Pacquiao.
Man, you know what?
He got robbed with Jeff
It's
Horn.
actually weird, because you see, like the way boxing is, the business is. I'm not saying promoters, because it's the same thing with the business, where you want, like when you have that one fighter that, like when you have a young prospects that are signed to, like managers, judges and commissioners, they already know who's the one that's signed, who's the one they want
to promote on. Yeah.
So there's a lot of times where those young fighters get away with wins that maybe should have gone the other way, or maybe a draw, but they still give them the win.
Adding further depth to the debate, a veteran known as the Goose voiced strong concerns about the recurring injustices in Pacquiao's career. He pointed out that controversial judging is nothing new in boxing, but questioned why it seems to happen to Manny so frequently. Referencing past incidents, he suggested that Pacquiao might be targeted due to his background as an Asian fighter rather than a British or American one. Pacquiao's treatment has raised questions about bias within boxing's judging system. The Goose, a U.S. Army veteran, echoed a sentiment long felt by many fans that Pacquiao is often judged more harshly than Western fighters. His comments resonated with viewers who believe that, despite Manny's global success, he remains vulnerable to unfair treatment. This perception of bias has only intensified the frustration over recent decisions, fueling ongoing debates about fairness and integrity in the sport.
Still, why do you keep doing this to Manny Pacquiao? It just drives me crazy. It's Coffee with the Goose. I'm excited to have you with me again. You know, I talk about things that are interesting, fascinating, and in this case, very irritating. I'm the Goose. We'll start with a little coffee. As you know, my coffee is very strong, like my opinion, and of course, I add some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like me. Okay, I'm not happy. I'll be honest with you. We all have our views of what happened during the Pacquiao-Mario Barrios fight. We all have our views. We all have our opinions. I think whether you're a Pacquiao fan or Barrios fan, you're not happy either. You shouldn't be. It was not a good show. First of all, I'll give props to Mario Barrios. He's the whipping boy for some reason. People are saying, well, he's the champion. He should have been a little more aggressive and come after Pacquiao a little more and shouldn't, be happy with the draw. I'm sure he's not happy with the draw. That's 2 in a row for him, by the way. But, in Barrios' defense, he's fighting Manny Pacquiao. So I think he was maybe a little psyched out. I really think. And most of Pacquiao's opponents are. It's the Pac-Man. You should be a little afraid. And Jude and I think we agreed during the fight that both of these guys, at some point, they're acting like they're afraid of each other. It's a weird fight. I'm not happy. Nobody should be happy with the draw. But let's get on to bigger and, not better things. Let's just get to reality, okay? It's corruption in boxing. Nothing new. We've seen this before. But why does it seem to happen? Why is Manny Pacquiao the victim so often, as opposed to other fighters where it may happen once or twice? Did Pacquiao win? It was a very close fight. I had Pacquiao leading after 9 rounds. And the championship rounds, I think Barrios took 2 of those 3 rounds. So very tight fight. I think Pacquiao probably won.
Bobby Pacquiao, Manny's brother, joined the growing chorus of voices expressing shock and disappointment over the draw. He admitted being stunned by the decision, unable to comprehend what the judges saw to justify it. Still, he recognized that they have no choice but to accept the ruling, despite how unjust it felt. To Bobby, the outcome did not reflect what truly happened in the ring. He firmly believed that Manny had done more than enough to secure a decisive victory. His remarks echoed the feelings of countless fans, frustrated, disheartened, yet resigned to the harsh realities of modern boxing.
What did you think of last night? Was it a draw or you thought your brother won?
My brother win.
Yeah.
You know that. Too many people, the crowd is gonna be saying, "Oh, what happened?" Say that. Say, yeah.
Shakur Stevenson, Andre Ward, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, they all said Manny Pacquiao won. Why do you think the judges saw it the other way for the draw?
I'm long time. I'm a fighter also. I'm a fighter. 14 years in the ring, or 14 years in the ring. But I know the score. You know the score. So many judges, but I'm surprised that the decision is like that. I'm surprised. But anyway, the judges and the decision is now. Let's accept. We really accept that decision.
Before the fight, many questioned whether Manny Pacquiao could still perform at an elite level. At 46, critics expected him to struggle against a younger, more active opponent like Barrios. Yet Pacquiao defied every expectation. He showcased precise movement, perfectly timed punches, and sharp footwork that made his age irrelevant. His conditioning and ring awareness impressed even the harshest skeptics. Instead of marking a decline in his career, this fight became a moment of redemption. Solid proof that he remains among boxing's elite and continues to earn respect for his enduring greatness.
Now in the welterweight division, the rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And Manny Pacquiao will beat Floyd Mayweather in the rematch. I said it. I like Floyd, a legendary fighter, but I believe how Manny Pacquiao fought yesterday, and we haven't seen Floyd Mayweather. I know he's still in shape, but this Manny Pacquiao and the footwork that he displayed yesterday, and like he said in the post-fight interview, we threw a little bit more punch, but of course he's 46 years old. But I'm just saying, even at 46 years old, he's better than all these guys. He'll knock out Devin Haney, like worse than Ryan Garcia did. Because he can't even match up the angles with Lomachenko. Imagine the angle of Manny Pacquiao, right? um, Manny Pacquiao will beat Brian Norman Jr. Manny Pacquiao will already beat Mario Barrios. Who else in the 147-pound division? If somebody moves up, you know what? I'd like to see maybe Manny Pacquiao versus T.
The decision to declare Manny Pacquiao's fight against Mario Barrios a draw sparked immediate outrage across the boxing world. Experts, retired champions, and respected analysts voiced their frustration on television, podcasts, and social media. Many who closely watched the bout agreed that Pacquiao was the more dominant and effective fighter, highlighting his cleaner punches, sharper timing, and superior ring control, all qualities that should have secured him a decisive victory. What angered fans and analysts even more was the ongoing pattern of controversial decisions that seemed to favor younger, more marketable fighters. For many, the judges' scorecards weren't just wrong, they were evidence of a flawed system. This controversy has reignited calls for major reforms in fight scoring, including greater transparency and the use of technological oversight. The fact that public opinion and expert analysis differed so drastically from the official outcome raised serious concerns about the sport's integrity. Pacquiao's performance at 46 should have been celebrated as a remarkable display of skill and determination. Instead, the draw stood as yet another example of how poor judging continues to tarnish boxing's reputation and alienate fans who simply demand fairness in the ring.
The welterweight division, the rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. And Manny Pacquiao will beat Floyd Mayweather in the rematch. I said it. I like Floyd, a legendary fighter, but I believe how Manny Pacquiao fought yesterday, and we haven't seen Floyd Mayweather. I know he's still in shape, but this Manny Pacquiao and the footwork that he displayed yesterday, and like he said in the post-fight interview, he threw a little bit more punch, but of course he's 46 years old. But I'm just saying, even at 46 years old, he's better than all these guys. He'll knock out Devin Haney, like worse than Ryan Garcia did.
Respected voices from all corners of the boxing community flooded social media and sports platforms with their disappointment. These were not casual fans, but retired professionals, seasoned journalists, and analysts who meticulously reviewed the fight. Frame-by-frame breakdowns revealed that Pacquiao landed cleaner shots, dictated the pace, and showcased superior ring generalship. Both the stats and visuals pointed to his victory, yet the judges saw otherwise. This glaring disconnect between expert analysis and official scoring reignited calls for immediate reform in judging standards. The frustration extended beyond this single fight, reflecting a deeper issue with how often the sport seems to ignore its own truths.
Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios fight to a majority draw. The one judge gave it in favor of Barrios, 115-113. My thoughts on this one: I thought Pacquiao did enough. I thought he did enough. Pacquiao did a good amount of work leading up, and it looked like going into those final 3 rounds, 10, 11, 12, Pacquiao had a good lead. Barrios needed the final 3 to be able to make a draw in this fight. The judges thought he did that. I personally didn't. Now, I'm not going to lie, before the final round, I checked the live odds of Manny Pacquiao, and he was a massive favorite to win this fight. Now, I think that there's a slight robbery here. The fans thought so too. And let's not lie, Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old. He is 46. So first, for him to step in there and go the distance with the champion of his old division is so impressive. I don't care what you think of Barrios. Manny Pacquiao is a warrior for stepping in there tonight. 46 years old, and he takes the champion to a majority draw in a fight where many will say that he did enough to get that nod. I think I would love to see him maybe try it again. I think Pacquiao deserved the win here. What do we think? Thoughts on the fight?
This fight was far more than just another bout for Manny Pacquiao. It was a chance to cement his place even deeper in boxing history. A victory at 46 would have put him in the company of legends like George Foreman, who achieved iconic comebacks late in their careers. Entering as the underdog, Pacquiao carried the burden of age and immense expectations, yet he delivered a performance that shattered both. His precise timing, fluid movement, and unwavering determination reminded the world of the greatness that has defined his career. Unfortunately, the controversial decision robbed him of that historic recognition. What should have been a defining chapter in his legacy instead became another example of how flawed and unpredictable boxing's judging system can be.
Yeah, bro, you got robbed last night. And shit, I got robbed last night. We both in the same boat. Last night, Manny Pacquiao got back in the ring, fresh off retirement, and tried to take the belt from Mario Barrios. He's 46, bro. And he was putting belt to ass the whole fight. Draw is crazy. It's absurd. A draw is wild. It's bad business. If Manny Pacquiao won last night, we would have witnessed history. He would have been the oldest welterweight champion ever. And coming fresh off retirement, the first Hall of Famer to come back and grab a title. He's different. Last night, Manny Pacquiao proved, bro, he 1-1. Ain't nobody like Manny Pacquiao. Pac-Man is the truth. The truth for real, for real. You can't tell me Pac-Man lost that fight. I'm not going for it. That's cooked. I'm not hearing it. 46. We got robbed, man. Simple and plain. Pac-Man deserved that fight. This draw is bad business.